All right. Mike, check. Check, check, check. Chicken, chipmunk, chips ahoy. Check, cheek. Yeah? Good? Sometimes we have to do the audio in here and they make us do this P's and chas and still going? Yeah? Cha, 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 cha. Cha, 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 cha. Ka, 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 ka. If Jason Voorhees was Latino, that's how his theme music would go. Cha 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 ka 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 ka. Yeah. You good? Sweet. All right. Anyways, all right, guys. What's up? What's happening? Thank you for being here today. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to the beginning of the week. Again, good to be here. What's going on with you? Man. What a Monday, dude. It is Monday, and I hope you guys are doing well for yourselves out there. But this is a different type of Monday for me. This is a special Monday for me. Today, on this very day, 44 years ago at 3:32, analogically, or if that's how you say it, I don't know, or digitally, however you want to tell time, all right? Hell, you can even look up at the sky maybe and you might be able to tell time that way, I mean, and that's, I guess, only if you're like one of the chosen few, I guess, if you can do that sort of thing, if you still know how to, read the sun as it passes by a pine tree or something like that, or whatever, however, maybe it's the clouds moving across the way. However, if you could do that, then you're one of the few that can tell time through cloud work or sunlight or daybreak or whatever. And if you can do that, then hell, man, you got some voodery flowing through your veins. I don't even know if that's a word. I don't know. Whatever, but either which way, at exactly 3:32 on October 20th, 1981, the universe decided it was time, baby. The universe said it's time. It was time for my little plumpy little self to come barreling into this world like a damn meatball, falling off a dinner plate or something like that, And it's my birthday today. So I came into this world probably could have been feet first, could have been head first. I don't know. Who knows? All I know is that the doctor caught me, I kind of fumbled out of my mom like a football, and he caught me, and this is probably why my mom was, questioning her life choices about having me, probably, but that's her thing. But the doctor, he looked at my mom and he goes, "Lady, you got a rotund baby. That's what you got, a large kid. You got a large one." And I still got that body shape like I've been telling you guys. And I'm working on that. That's just what it is. But anyways, man, it's just wild to think that I've been on this earth for 44 years and I still have all my fingers. I mean, kind of this one. This one's broken all the, to whatever, it's just what it is. But yeah, still alive, still got two good eyes, still got feet, still got my wiener. So I am doing all right for myself. But so earlier today, one thing I haven't done before is I've never looked up who I share a birthday with ever. And I don't know if you guys have done that, but earlier, again, I got online, because that's what we do. And so I was like, hey, who do I share? What B-day? Who are these people? And so I share a birthday with, I got Snoop Dogg, I got Tom Petty, I got the Mick, I got Mickey Mantle, he's hitting dingers out, and I got Kamala Harris. And when I saw that list and saw some of these people, I'm like, this is dude. If we were all around a round table and we were eating, I would think this is the weirdest dinner party I've ever been at. Because I could just see, Snoop's over there, dropping damn wisdom out of some, on some mashed potatoes, and Tom Petty's over there, damn shooting up heroin, probably not even at the table. He's probably just, in a van somewhere or something, and Mickey Mantle, he's trying to hit the damn gravy boat with his bat, and drinking himself to death because that's what he did. And Kamala Harris, man, who is still trying to form a complete sentence, because like she made any sense in the first place. So, anyway, so I just pretty much thought this dinner is full of a bunch of drug addicts and alcoholics and people that don't talk well. And that's great because that's essentially what the foundation of most of my childhood has been. But anyways, hey, just remember, you can't choose your friends or the people that are born on the same day as you, I guess. But anyways, happy birthday to you guys, and RIP Tom, TP, Tom Petty, and happy birthday, man. That's what it is. So, anyways, good to be here on this Monday. Again, dude, what you doing? What's happening? What's going on with everyone out there? I think we're about a week and a half away from Halloween, so you're probably doing some last minute. You're pulling those last minute Halloween decorations up from the attic or your crawl space or some cobweb closet or something, or whatever you're doing. You're about to get out there and put those in your yard, and you're just, or maybe you're just damn stealing decorations from your neighbor or something like that, because that's what we used to do. That's something we used to do as kids, because we didn't have much. We tried to, at one point in time, we tried to make all of our decorations out of cardboard boxes, and because we didn't have a lot of money, so essentially, a couple of friends and myself, we'd gather up in our, we'd hit up this one little spot where we just drank Slurpees and looked at porn and, that sort of thing. And that was just life back then, when you're 9 years old or 10 years old and when you don't have much, like stealing's the way to go. And I'm not saying that you should do this. Okay. I'm just putting it out there. This is what we did. You shouldn't do this. Okay. But, we would get together and then we go over to some of the rich neighborhoods when I lived in, and this is in El Paso. So on the east side where it wasn't the best side, but it was a side. So, but we'd go over to the rich neighborhoods and take a couple things off their trees, maybe a ghost or two, and maybe a tombstone out of a planter box, or at one point in time, my buddy Frankie, he tried to steal one of those 80-pound pumpkins, and he put that bitch on his damn on his bike, on his handlebars, and he has his neck all balanced on it, and you just see him he's just trying to counterbalance everything, his life and his choices and all of it. And he got about halfway home and hit something and toppled over, and that bitch broke all over the dang street. But but that's just what it is, man. That's just what it was, you know. Um, but I mean, it's just one of those things that like when you don't, when you don't have a lot of money and everyone's putting up stuff like that, a lot of the decorations and everything around, you kind of feel like you're missing out, because if you're a kid or a small child, something like that, and you don't have anything to put up for Halloween or Christmas, it kind of makes you feel, and I could just speak for myself, but it kind of makes you feel less than, in a way. Or maybe you. For me, I felt like I was like less deserving of those types of things. And I know that's maybe in a strange way of looking at it, but it is what it is, and that's just what it is. But I just remember, another one of my buddies crawled up on a roof to try to get this big spider down, and he got it. And when he went to climb down, he one of those pieces of, man, what do they call it? Ivy grows on that stuff. Not a fence, not a dang, it has that framework going back and forth, where it kind of runs like a grid or whatever, a lattice. It's damn lattice. But he tried climbing down one of the lattices, and he fell off of that thing and landed right on this dude's car, and he broke his ankle, and that was the end of his stealing days, pretty much. And I don't know where that spider went or anything like that, because we all took off, because that's what you do. That's what you do when you're younger. You think that you're going to get caught stealing or whatever, you leave your friends. That's what you do. You don't stick around. No one's stuck around, it was like at the beginning, it was like the Three Musketeers. But if you get caught, you're on your own, baby. You're ALONE. That's what you are. But dude, I don't know. I just love some Halloween decorations. That's just every single year I drive by people's homes, and you never know what you're gonna see out there more than anything. You might see a baby holding a pumpkin and getting eaten by a damn lesbian zombie out there or something. And she's got those glowing bee cups on her, and she's making all sorts of noises, bah, bah. Well, maybe that's the baby. I don't know. And I don't know what she's making, or maybe you got a group of, you'll see a group of skeletons playing Russian roulette, and one of those damn calcium cowboys, one of them's going to get their jaw blown off sooner or later playing that thing. But, and last year, I think I told you guys last year I saw this, there was two skeletons hanging out, in someone's yard, and one of them, I mean, they were doing doggy style. And I wasn't sure what to think of it, because I thought they were both males. Because because I believe it, but who knows? I think they were, but all you saw was, you saw one wearing some hat, and the other one was bent over like picking vegetables, or maybe he was like just digging up one of his friends or whatever, but. We just, we didn't, that's just, it was like, oh man, I don't know. How do you tell the sexes of it? Because you really can't, because they're skeletons, and they don't have, they don't have the same, or what they used to have, they don't have human organs anymore. So they're just doing, I guess, dry pelvic thrusts or whatever. But anyways, but yeah, last year we didn't put up anything, but this year, we are getting into the spirit. I'm gonna put and so that's what we've been doing, man. We've been doing that for about a week now, and And so we got some pictures up here for you to see and see like this right here. You know, we got some cobwebs happening. You know, it's almost like walking in a tunnel of you know, it's almost like a haunted house in a way. And we got these sacks hanging down and we got some other stuff happening, but and there's there's a couple skeletons out and about and all these pumpkins, but it's been real, man. It's been fun to decorate, you know. But walking around, you know, and in my friends in one of my friends' neighborhoods the other day, someone put a bag of that. It was like an 8-foot or 10-foot or 14-foot tall skeleton, and so somebody put a bag of their dog's, number 2, in the skeleton's hand. So this guy's just out there holding some wrapped up turd work, I guess, and that got me thinking, like, man, this poor guy has no idea what he's holding, but this little duty ain't gonna, I mean, it's not gonna ruin this dude's day. So, like, what's it matter? He's just gonna roll with it, because that's what it is. Sometimes you just gotta roll with it. And you know what? There's something that you gotta respect in all that, to just roll with it. But essentially, we should do some more sort of thinking in that sort of fashion. Just roll with it. I mean, I think that's what I'm going to try to do more this year, at the age of 44. I'm going to try to just, do that. Just roll with it. It would make my life so much easier, really, because there's just, dude, we stress over so much, and I just don't get it. I don't know why, because there's just, I don't know. There's no point in it, I mean, why stress over something that you can't do anything about? And I would think that is damn 90% of our life. We stress over shit we just don't need to stress out over. Like, where did my, why do my socks keep disappearing in the dryer, or traffic, or aging, like, we got people out here doing Halloween 365 days out of the year, shit, look at Mickey Rourke. God, he looks like he's been trick-or-treating nonstop since 1997, I mean, and he forgot to take the mask off. Like, that's just, I mean, respect to the man. I get it, but he looks like, dude, he just looks like a haunted wax museum, met a biker bar. But, I mean, look at him, but anyways, I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, we just waste so much energy trying to control the uncontrollable. We don't, like, what? Why? We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. We don't know what's going to happen 2 hours from now. I mean, truth is, life, and I feel like, because I'm older or something, but, like, it's hitting wisdom. It's like wisdom's getting installed in me or whatever. But it just, like, life throws you plot twists, and that's just what it is. 1 minute you're damn sipping coffee and walking down the damn street, and the next thing you know, you're like this skeleton, knee deep in this in dog feces. I mean, that's just what it is. And I'm not sure where, I don't know. I don't know I don't know where I'm going with all this, and that's just how it rolls sometimes in here, boy. That's just what it is. Sometimes you gotta roll with it, you know. And again, man, I get to. That's what happens. Again, I get going on a thought, and then I kind of trail off to another, and I don't know, man. It's just, again, I'm just excited about Halloween coming around. I'm excited that it's my birthday. I'm just overall, I'm feeling good today. Even though I'm a year older, but, I'm just so grateful to be here and for all you guys to be here too. And that's just what it is, man. More than anything, keep it simple, keep it stupid, And I hate to put it like that, but damn, dude. God, let's keep it stupid sometimes. But man, one thing I am looking forward to in the next coming week is carving up me a little pumpkin. That's what I'm ready for. Because the one thing I like about that, one thing is just what you get in the end, because carving up a pumpkin is like, it's really kind of like, if you really think about it, it's the only time that society really encourages you to stab something repeatedly, and call it festive too at the same time, what I'm talking about. Because you can't go out there and just start carving up, your buddies, like you're in there like carving up his couch or you're like, hey man, I'll take care of your upholstery in your car. I got that. Don't worry about that. You take a dang chainsaw to it, boy. That's what you do, And then in the end, then they say, hey, that's some nice work you did. Because you just can't do that sort of thing, But what you can do is take a knife and carve out a face into a pumpkin, And that's the magic right there, man, it's just to, man, how can I put it? It's to take something that wasn't there and turn it into something mysteriously like magical, I guess. If that makes any sense. I don't know if I'm making any sense today. I don't know. To me, it's beautiful. It is. When I was a kid, my mom would hand us the biggest knife, that Jason Voorhees sucker right there, that you could, chop down an elm tree with, or oak or whatever. Hell, you could do. I mean, if you really, you could cut a damn 2x6 with this thing, but she would let us go to town on that, and she only had one rule, and that was, don't do this unless I'm home. And I'll tell you what, if you're 9 years old or 10 years old and your parents say that to you, they are basically daring you to see if you will or not. And I'll tell you one thing. When Mom used to get ready for work, and she said, when I get home, we'll carve the pumpkins and all that stuff. Right when I heard that door close and that car start up and see that thing drive away, game on, baby, because that's what we do. That is what we do. You can't say that to a 9-year-old. That's like telling them, sorry, you can't watch TV until I get home. What are you going to do? You're going to watch some television, And that's just what it is. But yeah, we used to cut and slice. And then one year, You guys can't see it here, but I went straight through my index finger, cut it like halfway, almost to the bone, and had to get like 8 stitches in this thing and a couple. You know, I mean, it's growing on me still. You know, I still got about maybe 20 years or so, give or take, depending on how the Lord wants me to, to address my lifestyles and all that other stuff. So, anyways, but yeah, that's just, I love carving up a little vegetable, But, well, speaking of game on. Speaking of game on, dude, the World Series is in full effect, baby. It is here. It's at the end of October. The Dodgers are in it once again. And dude, I gotta say, whatever his name is, I'm gonna completely botch it. But Shohei Ohtani or something like that. Ohtani. Dude, this cat's a fantastic player. Even if you don't watch baseball or anything, man, this man is just, he's unbelievable. He's just so fun to watch. They call him, in Japan, they call him, Naitu Ryu, and that, I mean, to me, in my head, when I first heard that, I was like, does this guy own a battery store or something? Because that's just, I don't know why. Not to Ryu at the battery store. Go see Antani. Not to Ryuto, at the battery store. But, and I probably shouldn't, I mean, hey, it is what it is, man. But it means 2 swords. And, cause he can hit and he can pitch. And that's what inmates do too, really, if you really think about it, usually, usually that's what happens. I think, I don't know. I haven't been to prison before, but I was watching this one thing about prison the other day, as a matter of fact. And this guy, there's this one guy that said that he does number 1, when he urinates or whatever, he sits on the toilet backwards. Look, he's right here. Here he is right here, right? Cody J. Riney. Well, however you pronounce it. Yeah, he says he sits on the toilet backwards and puts his penis through the leg of his shorts so it doesn't cause any splash for his cellmate. So that's something right there for you, if you want to take a look at him, like, he does a good demonstration of that. So that's something. I mean, I guess if I'll take that information with me if I ever have to do a little, TIME. Anyways, sorry. Sometimes I'm sipping on something on this, and that's just what it is. So if you hear a little slurp of dirt, that's just what it is. Burp, dirt. But damn, man, where was that? Oh yeah, the Dodgers. So the Dodgers, they'll be facing either Seattle or Toronto, one of the two. And Toronto's a beautiful city. It is. It is like, it's one of a kind. And Seattle's okay. I guess it's one of those places that, one of my close friends lives up there, and he says, when he leaves the house, it's sunshine, but when you get back home, you're soaked. And I guess that's just, how it is up there, between dodging seagulls and some guy playing a saxophone and I don't know, there's probably another guy out there, yelling about the Illuminati, and he's wearing a damn traffic cone on his head or whatever they're doing out there, man. It's like nature versus chaos, like teamed up, and that's just what that's just what you got to look out for out there, in Seattle. But I'm hoping that if Seattle beats Toronto, then I hope the Mariners, make it to the World Series. It'll be their first time. And look, man, I don't really watch baseball that much anymore, but that's just what it is. And I love the baseball announcers, And coming up to the plate, it is Jay Capodola. And he's been, at least the old baseball announcers, when they actually announced in games and people used to watch games. But yeah, I'm just hoping that the Mariners win because they've never been to a World Series ever. Even with all the great players like Ken Griffey Jr. and oh man, there's Ichiro and a couple other guys, but and I'm sure if they made it there, they'll get blown out by the damn Dodgers, and that's just what it is. But either way, I don't have a dog in this fight, so I'm just hoping that it's going to be a good series. I may watch, I just want to see what this what's his name again? Otimu. Again, man, he's like the Otani. Hey, Otani. Yeah, that'd be cool, man. If he was living with a bunch of this Japanese kid living with a bunch of Italians, and they're like, hey, Otani, why don't you come over here and fucking, why don't you come over here and show me what you got on this lasagna, And he's like, oh, yeah. I mean, this is probably the worst thing to say, but, oh, yeah, lasagna. Yeah, or something. Anyways, birthday. Oh, man. Man, what else has been going on, man? Just been watching some scary movies and just kind of getting into this Halloween time. But we'll probably carve up some pumps and stick them in here and make this a little bit more, fiesta, festive and that sort of thing. But, oh, man. Well, I guess we could jump into some strange news real quick. Speaking of the dead and decorations and all that. So, it says right here, a 74-year-old Indian man staged his own funeral to find out who truly cared about him, and the results are dramatic. Mohan Lal, I don't know, however you pronounce it, a retired Indian Air Force veteran from Konchi village in Bihar, pulled off one of the most elaborate social experiments in recent memory. He faked his own death and organized a full traditional funeral complete with flowers and a coffin, mournful songs, and and he was supposed to be cremated or something. And so 100 people showed up, including his neighbors, friends, curious onlookers, and all of these people thought that they were attending a real funeral. And just before the final rites took place, he dramatically sat up, revealing that the entire thing was staged, and so he fooled everyone, And I'll tell you one thing. Man, that's one thing I've been thinking about. Do I want to be buried or do I want to be cremated? And, dude, if I'm going to be buried, all right, I just want one thing that I've always kind of wanted to envision, and maybe this is a little bit morbid, I don't know, whatever. It's just what it is. I mean, after all, it's October and it's my birthday. So, if I ever die, when I die, if somebody wants to put me into a car, right, and take me onto the highway, have one person driving and one person in the back seat or whatever. I don't know. I guess my point is this. I've always wanted to see what a body looks like rolling out of a car onto the highway in my rear view mirror. So like when so I'd love for someone just to fucking push my little white ass out and see what my body does on the on the highway. Just to see how many rolls I get. Do I bounce a little bit? And then afterwards, after getting hit by a couple things and this and that, people can just pick up my spare parts. And then you could put them in a box or a Halloween, like a Halloween, trick or treat pumpkin or something like that. And then you could cremate me or whatever. You could feed me to the seagulls in Seattle, whatever. But this guy, I mean, he's Indian, right? And that has no bearing or anything on anything, but the Indians are very their culture is very spiritual, and that's how we should all play our lives, in a very spiritual setting that is graceful. And I mean, they're more grateful, I think, than most. But this cat, he's doing fake deaths. To be honest, he should do his own little Indian prank show or something like that. He's already starting off pretty strong right here. So I say, go gather up a couple cameras, go and get a couple of your buddies and everything and get out there and start doing stuff like this. We have here in the United States, we have, dang it, what's it called? The Prankables or the Jokers or whatever. I don't know. I don't watch that show, but there you go. He's already, I mean, dude, it's a damn social experiment, And also, he wanted to see how many people, adore him or care about him. So, I can only imagine how many people are going to be at my funeral. I mean, today I received probably about, 25 calls, and my phone's in another room right now because, I'll rather be, sitting here talking with you guys for an hour. But yeah, I can only imagine because, when you get older, some people, they only get like, what, you might have like 6 people, at your funeral, depending on what age category you're in or whatever. But hot damn, dude, that's I don't know, that's risky. It's risky, but I say get in there, dude, and God bless it. Do your own Indian, the Jokers or jokes. Damn it, what is that called? It doesn't matter. I'm not going to waste your time with all that, but that's crazy. Hundreds of people. So next time they're going to go over there and shake his little ass, see, are you, probably someone will come out and, jab him with a couple, that prison shank or whatever to, railroad tie, just see if he's, if he moves or not. But anyways, that's crazy. What else? Oh, here's another story for you. A South Carolina couple has ultra realistic burning house Halloween display, and it's caused chaos for local firefighters, prompting repeated 911 calls from alarmed neighbors. Amanda Pendon and Sam Lee of Fountain Inn, South Carolina, have become infamous for their over-the-top Halloween decorations. This year, they transformed their home into what looks like a fully engulfed inferno, complete with smoke machines, flickering orange lights in every window, and the effect that mimics flames pouring out from their porch. So these they said our house will be on fire, not real fire, as Halloween decorations every night from 8 to 10 p.m. from now to October 30th. Please do not call the fire department again. Dang, so these people are really decorating their shit out, dude. This is what I'm talking about. You know, firefighters still respond to every call due to liability and safety protocols. So this house is just essentially a flaming ball of mischief, and it makes me wonder, man, are these people just in there watching TV and just, eating dinner, eating damn stovetop stuffing and just all this stuff from the outside? It looks like their house is on fire. That's what I'm talking about. That's a damn decoration right there. It says bright orange lighting simulates flames dancing behind curtains. Oh, dude, I want to go. Oh, the picture on here, it does. It looks like it really looks like the house is on fire. I mean, I'd probably call too if I didn't know, But it says the couple insists that they're trying to push boundaries for Halloween creativity. Dude, that's wild. This display has sparked about how far is too far. One thing's for sure, if your Halloween setup makes firefighters show up, you've usually won the decorating game. That's hot damn, dude. Yeah, if your house if it looks like there's people inside burning alive right now, I'm just waiting for some dude walking his dog down the street to try to play Captain America, kick down the door, and the next thing you know, trying to be that, that ultra crispy hero once he gets done saving, some family that's, and they're just out, they're having dinner with me and Snoop Dogg and Kamala and damn Tom Petty, and Mickey's over there like, God, he's just trying to pour fucking whiskey onto the invisible or the fake flames. He's like, let's burn this down. Let's burn it down. But that's crazy, man. But yeah, you should see this house. This house is, man, that's awesome. That is pretty cool. Anyways. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go enjoy my birthday. I hope everyone has an enjoyable week. And dude, get those decorations up, people. Come on, let's go. Let's get into this holiday. Even if you got to put up some fucking fake cobwebs and on your grandmother or something and wheel her little ass around from, something. Give her a pumpkin to carve out. Carve out a pumpkin. Carve her. I don't know. Well, I guess not Thanksgiving, but carve a face carve your grandma's face into a pumpkin. Something like that. Or go out there and duct tape your little brother in a black trash bag and and hang his ass upside down or something. Do something, dude. You know? Anything. Whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do. So, just roll with it. All right, guys, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. Please stay true to yourselves, and I'll catch you next week, huh? When we got the Halloween. All right, guys. Love you. Take care, and God bless. See ya.